Welcome back to the show. Now we're getting to the second half of our topics, and bro, I feel like we got to start off with Ken and Friends, the pop out concert. Kendrick, he does the concert at the in the Forum in L.A. All L.A. artists. I love the setup he has because the first set is, I think, DJ Head, bunch of L.A. artists, some underground, some we don't know. Then you got DJ Mustard, got West Side Boogie performing, Tyler the Creator, and third act is Kendrick, and he I mean he starts out just with Euphoria, which honestly I don't know what you expected him to start off with. I didn't expect that to be the song that he was gonna like actually start the show off with, and then you got the Black Hippie reunion. He goes on a run, plays old hits, All Right, Humble, Element. And I thought he was going to even go back further, like Section 80. I thought he was going to go like all the way back, but he kind of, went with the standard hits. And and then obviously brings out Dr. Dre. And then Dr. Dre does the, the I See Dead Bodies, and then Not Like Us. And the Not Like Us performance, that is probably the one thing everybody is talking about the most, because not only does Kendrick perform it, he performs it 5 times and a sixth time in like the conclusion of it, which he's like, I'm going on and on and on. And it was a victory lap performance for him in terms of like what people kind of thought in terms of like that song being such a hit. I think Kendrick is. It had been a while since I seen him perform. I watched a little bit of the Mr. Morale performance a couple years ago when he did that concert, but this one it seemed as though like, man, crowd control, breath control, like just a lot of elements of Kendrick that I think are very underrated as a performer. And obviously, this was a very unique. I think more artists could do something like this, where it's just like whatever their city is, like let's bring out this act that's not talked about, bring out do an old reunion of artists that I've worked with in the past. But to you, what were your overall thoughts on this? Highlights, favorite tracks, certain things that you took away from this concert.
Yeah, this was a dope format. Dope format for a concert. And then I love that he gave like local guys a chance. Like
That was nice.
upcoming artists a chance. That's really you use your platform not just for violence. Use it to uplift other artists and bring artists together that haven't been together in years. And I thought it was a dope one. I mean, playing They Not Like Us 6 times, I mean, you have to. That song is such a bop. You can play it in any atmosphere, clubs. I knew it was gonna be crazy in a concert. The beat's crazy, and then the crowd was so into it. Great moment, man. Great moment for hip
Great
hop.
moment in hip hop history.
Definitely, definitely won now. The shenanigans he's doing after, he definitely won now. Westcom's
That's what I'm saying. Like I
is
just
quiet.
before I even get to that, there's just something about the aura of like after the first time, he does the drop off and just lets the A minor line just ring off, and he's like, so we're gonna let artists disrespect the West Coast, let them imitate our legends. And I just Kendrick, there's just so much like I've never seen. Like for me personally, Kendrick is a very like calm artist. He tries to just he doesn't really force like a public like perception and tries to like be outside as much. But there seemed like to be like very much so with Kendrick, like, yo, I'm so upset that this guy was using the AI Tupac voice, and I want to just make a statement with this. And obviously, I mean, with the beef, it was a back and forth. There were highs with both artists. I think, and we've mentioned that, but I also feel as though with Kendrick doing this song, it's just one that like it gets stuck in your head. It's one you want to dance to. He brings out Westbrook, brings out DeMar DeRozan, brings out just every LA person you can think of, artist wise, YG, everybody's there. And it's like the message he had afterwards about like, man, we've been messed up ever since Nipsey died, ever since Kobe died. I think the unity of it, besides the whole beef, that was a very powerful moment because he's like, we don't know how many moments of these we're gonna get. Just like we can't ever take it for granted that, oh yeah, we're gonna be back next year. It's like we don't know that. And I think Nipsey the Nipsey loss was one that like really had an effect on Kendrick. He even mentioned in the Heart Part 5 about like, man, like he was at a concert and then he finds out that Nip died and how that had an effect on him. But this song is not just like a LA anthem, but it's almost like one that's just an anthem any hip hop in any genre always, because it's just one that's just, I feel as though it's gonna really like the content matter is crazy. I mean, it's a it's a crazy song to be an anthem, but it also is just like it's such a bop, and I think, man, it's just one that like for all time diss tracks, it's up there,
Absolutely.
man.
It's a nice one. It's a nice one. That's gonna
It's
be
definitely
playing
a
it
nice
for
one.
all year.
Yeah,
All they about played it out though, but
they have played it out though, because I'm like, I don't, I want to hear it too much, but
yeah,
the moment, it's a moment
yeah,
type track.
absolutely. He going crazy in it. It's so many parts.
Were you surprised that because there are people that weren't there that some people were surprised about. The Game wasn't there, Snoop Dogg wasn't there, and I know some people feel as though Snoop Dogg doesn't want to like burn a bridge with Drake because he's still cool with Drake and Kendrick, which I do think that is a part of it. I don't think Snoop wanted to just say I'm picking like one nephew over the other nephew. But did that stand out to you? Anybody that wasn't there
No, everybody that was supposed to be there is not everybody from California or Compton or whatever has to
was
be
gonna,
on
yeah,
stage. Like you don't have to have everybody.
yeah,
Like this man been in the game for years. He's had most of every predominantly hyped LA guy on stage with him before in
Jersey and
some
the
type of
Raptors.
capacity. So like you don't always have to do that. Like people expect it. And then I think the Game said something about that. Like people talking about, oh, he wasn't invited. Like, no. Like I don't have to come to everything LA. Like
True, but
a
I do
lot of
think
people,
I do think they were like, yo, we
it
know
is
you, we know who you side with. I think they were like that, which I'm not saying that actually was the case, but I feel as though like Punch from TDE said, man, we know the West Coast guys who picked a side. We didn't forget, and I mean, it's not like every, like you said, not it's not like every West Coast artist is going to be there.
yeah.
That's not the way it is. So
I was just glad that, TDE was there.
yes.
And that relationship is still what's called. Oh, Reason left
We gotta talk
TDE.
about that. He left. Wow. How many years has he been? Had he been with them?
I think 5+.
Yeah.
No. He signed, he officially signed in 2020.
Okay.
Because he said it on the back of or 19, whatever that album came out that we like so much. He said it
Yeah.
at the
This is
back
in the
end of
beginnings.
the album, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
that's when
he's
he officially signed. So
might be going to Dreamville.
I wouldn't put it past him. I
I
think he fits
would
there
put it.
more. I
I think
think
he
he
fits
fits there
that.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he'd like that. That would be a good new home for him.
Hope his music is whatever he puts out now is better
It's
than the
better than
last
the second
album.
album. It's better than the sophomore because he had a sophomore slump. He had a sophomore slump.
He has some decent
That
songs,
was
but
very disappointing.
very disappointing. I was like, bro, all right, bro. Give me a reason why I should still rock with
Give me
you,
a
bro.
reason. Man, literally get because and we had so many expectations for that project and it just really underperformed. But man, that concert was just was obviously a moment for sure. Um, and we got to talk about the other side of it because everybody's kind of wondering like, man, it's just everybody siding with Kendrick. Not, I mean, the
Get back
majority
in
of siding with Kendrick, and then people are kind of saying, Drake is
there. Get back in there.
um Drake has obviously been extremely quiet. And I don't really even know like when you have a hit song like Not Like Us and it being such a like a resounding anthem. Um Obviously I know Drake is the type of artist, and we know this, we've known this for years, is he doesn't go away quietly. He's always gonna say something. But what can you like you as an artist, what can you do with something with something like this where it just kind of seems as though the whole public is kind of on Kendrick's side, and it's gonna be like one of those. It's gonna be like almost like an uphill battle to like really just like get back to that level of oh, he dropped another hit. Like, oh, like we're listening. Obviously, people are going to listen to him, but it's like, oh, like we're cool with him again. I think a lot of people think as though Kendrick is the number one guy now because of winning that battle and the way in which and I know you don't feel that way, but some people feel as though like he's the number one guy now because of winning that battle and the way in which he did it.
Numbers don't lie, man. History don't
Yeah.
lie. Drake has topped, even in this, the numbers. And to answer your question, you do nothing. You let him have
Let him have his
you let
moment.
him have the shine. Let him have the moment. Because anything you do, people are not going to be able to receive it because Kendrick is having his moment. Now,
Gotta let time. Gotta let time
Drake
play
is
out.
going to do something insanely crazy in the end of the year,
Yeah.
fall and winter, especially October. And you think you did with friends, like OVO Fest? Oh, you want to do it? Oh, I
Like
could do it.
Netflix. Let me hit
Like
you.
doing a. I heard somebody say doing an album with Nicki and Wayne,
Yeah,
put them back up there. Like him dropping an album that's like ferociously vicious will put him back up there. Like Drake doesn't have to do much to top Kendrick. Kendrick is having his moment again because they not like us is such a bob. Kendrick don't drop music like that. Kendrick he's performing, he does tours, but if he didn't drop something like they not like us, it wouldn't as big. Like people like that beef really put him up there
hmm
publicity wise, not numbers wise, and not fame wise, or like I'll still take Drake's albums
yeah,
over Kendrick's albums.
I would too.
And that's not a bias. I'm telling you, Kendrick is having a moment. His moment is going to end at the end of the summer. Because you know why? As music does, things wane. And we're going to forget is something else is going to take our attention away from that. All Kendrick is doing is capitalizing on the publicity that he got from that beef. Because he's a
Yes,
smart guy, I have to take advantage of this as long as I can. And eventually, something else is going to happen and it's going to wane. So Drake can't do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Shut his mouth, go to wherever he was dressing like an idiot, revamp, come back even stronger because a lot of people say, oh, he can't come back from this. You're mad crazy if you think Drake can't come back from this. If Drake dropped right now, a dance hall, some catchy what's called, you think people are not gonna listen to it? But you out your rabbit mind.
I think that's the thing. Drake Drake can drop something that, in terms of melodies and in terms of catchiness, he still has that formula. He still has that formula as much as anybody. And I personally think that because it was just November that when he dropped Scary Hours 3 and that last track, I know you weren't as big a fan of it, but on TikTok, that You Broke My Heart song, oh, people were eating that up. People were
Mm,
obsessed with that song because it was just like, it's just he knows how to just he has the formula to drop a hit
yeah,
any point could drop one at any minute and it's going to pop off because that's the nature of who he is as an artist and what he can do. So I think when we have something like this, like you said, this is a moment for Kendrick. Kendrick is doing everything he needs to do. I'm hearing, there are insiders that are saying that he's going to drop the album in July, which is makes sense. He's doing the music video this Saturday in Compton. He's doing everything he needs to do because he's like, hey, build on this. It's
free
almost like it's almost
publicity.
like that line in The Godfather. You gotta hit him. You gotta hit him when you got the muscle.
Yeah,
And that's what Kendrick is doing right now. He's profiting off of the beef, the publicity of it, and Drake does give you a lot of shot. He does give you a lot of like the reason you're starting off Euphoria is because of who you were talking about in that song, and because hey, we know why we're here. We had one of the greatest rap beefs in history, and you're coming off of it, and you gotta address it. So it's like that part of it is something that can't go unnoticed because Kendrick won this, but Drake is still Drake at the end of the day. Now, public perception, people be like, okay, like, things that were said, you know, Kendrick, things that are said, we got to look at him too. Dr. Dre, like a lot of these guys, things are said about them and things that I mean, with Dr. Dre was factual, with the domestic case, but there are a lot of things about these guys that are said, and we have to be like, okay, these are these are things that, unless we got the proof, the unmitigated proof, we can't just buy these things. And I think that's what people are doing with Kendrick with the Not Like Us. Like, Drake's canceled. We got to get away from him. Like, nobody be around Drake. And it's like, where's the actual proof? You know what I mean? So that's the interesting part of it. And I think what plays out after this is going to be um, telling. It's going to be very telling what Kendrick's post moves are. And it seems as though he's very, very rampant in album mode.
Mm-hmm.
There he goes. So Baby Keem was there, and people were surprised he didn't perform. But the thing was, he's from Vegas, so it was only like in LA, an exclusive LA thing. And I think at one point, I know we talked about it. I think Keem and Kendrick are going to do a collab album. I think at one point they're going to do that, because those two together have like really. I think Keem has changed the way Kendrick has approached certain track, because that Euphoria track, that 6 minute track, that had a lot of Baby Keem influence. The beat changes, different things that Kendrick does, the background noises. I think a lot of that has kind of changed the way Kendrick has approached songs, and that I think that would be a good. I think that would be a dope collab album. Maybe not as good as Kendrick's solo album, but I don't know, man.
I'm
I know
not
it's too
big
weird
on
for you. I know
King.
it's too weird.
I'm not a fan.
The
Not a
cousins.
fan of King. Yeah, I know they're cousins, but I'm just
Yeah,
not a fan.
yeah. And now getting to our next review, our first review with Tems, Born in the Wild. This was her debut album, and it's one in which I personally think that it was a good mix of what Tems does really good. There were some tracks that had some kind of like 90s R&B type vibes. I think she really went to her roots, and she placed this out extremely well. It's 18 songs, but I do think for a debut album, she wanted to, bring it down a bit, I was on paper, I think this should have been like 14, 15. You know,
I was just about to say 14.
I think 14. I think that would have been good. But overall, man, I enjoyed it. It was a good listen. I think Tems is she planned this out very. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, but she planned this out very well. Having the tiny desk beginning of the week, and then letting it play out. She obviously had singles the last few months, and this is a solid album. This is for a debut. This is a solid album. Tems is a really dope artist. I think it's a good summer album for sure, and she dropped it at the right point. But to you, kind of, what were your initial thoughts on this debut from her?
Yeah, this is good debut.
Yeah,
Just giving all the EPs and short things that she's done, and singles and features that she's done throughout her career, her short tenure career. I think this was a good debut album. She kind of pieced together all the, like you said, all the things that she's really good at, and some of the things that she's not so good at that she's working on. I think the one thing I will like nitpick the flow of the album. I thought should have been more crisp. If you're going to add in the voiceover probably of her mom or something, or if you're going to add like little like nuances of the album, make it flow a little better, more crisp. That's my only
mm,
like nitpick. But everything else, I mean, she had some bops on here. She had some good music on here. Some nice.
yeah,
Obviously, she's gonna be dance hall, reggae. Well, not really dance hall, more what's called heavy. And then she did tap into the '90s R&B, and it was like a good mixture of sound. Like it wasn't overbearing or redundant, because dance hall songs can get redundant after a while. But I think this was a
yes,
good one. 18 songs. Obviously, you had a couple of like the intro song. I could have did without. I understood it. I did understand the intro song, but I could have did without it. I could have did without it. The second song of the voiceover or snippet from maybe her mom, and probably she's probably paying tribute to,
hmm
and they're paying tribute to her, saying that this is exactly what you need to be doing. But some of these things could have been left off, like for sure. Could have been 13, 14 songs,
Yeah.
beautiful. And then once your second album, you can expand it and do those type of things. But obviously she was proud of it. She liked it. But that's just me nitpicking. Like that's what we
Mm.
do. We're reviewing your music. You put your music out there. We're gonna review it. I thought it's still a good album, but just some of those things can be cut down and trimmed and flow a little better.
Definitely. Um, and now getting to our next review with Don Toliver's Hardstone Psycho.
Fire.
Um, this was a dope project. This was a dope project,
Bro,
man.
he in a pocket, bro.
And that's the thing. Like when it comes to certain singles, where we're disappointed in them, they're not what we expect. Um, Naomi Sheeran, when we reviewed her album, a couple singles that she had before, you weren't as big a fan of, and then I think with this one, with Charlie Wilson one, it was just like we didn't really get it. But this
Was that even
album,
on this album?
I don't even remember if it was on. I
I
think
don't
it
think it's
still was,
on it, bro. Hold
but
up.
I know it was like I think Spotify is doing this thing where they have like 4 disc um for at least for this project, they have it
He's
like
not even
separated.
on it. So he listened to us.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not even on here.
I think that was a smart, yeah, that was a smart
Good.
decision. That was a
He
smart
got the
decision.
video though on it though. He got the video with it.
Okay.
Yeah. He put it just as the video, not like yeah.
But man, this was a dope album.
Mm-hmm.
This was a really dope album. Like you said, he was in a pocket. I think so many vibes in it dispersed throughout it, and Don Toliver navigates it extremely well. And I think um it's just it's an album you want to play. You want to play back. You want to replay it. You want to dive into it more. And like you said, like it's pocket locked
Mm.
in, really in a zone that I think is what we're kind of used to from Don Toliver, because there was some recent releases of his. I just kind of was wondering where he was at, but now when we got the full entree,
Yes.
it makes sense. It makes sense, and I definitely think he did his thing with this one.
Nah, for sure, bro. Because the rock star element, a lot of rappers slash singers try to do, he's doing it like effortlessly, bro. It just like coincides with his style of music. And that Kodak song, Brother Stone, bro, that song is so fire.
Yeah,
Kodak's cadence is mad crazy, bro. I have not heard that cadence ever in my life.
man.
I had to restart it. I was like, bro, what? That's, oh my goodness, that's so hard, bro. Yeah, bro. This from top to bottom, bro. Tizo touchdown feature was crazy. I
Mm,
didn't know they were going to.
yeah,
It's
to
like
actually do it.
some artists that you be like, bro, that ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Why? Like Division and Tyler
Oh,
Sign.
that awesome.
Why? Por qué? Why? But nah, yeah, them two together, and then Travis Scott, they don't never miss. Travis Scott and Don Toliver don't miss, bro. This is probably right now, bro, album of the year right now,
Whoa,
bro. When I'm telling you,
this is your one. This is your one. This is your
album
early candidate.
of the year right now, bro. Like if something else drops, then we but right now this has moved as number one, bro. When I tell you, I was
I've got a
so
number one. I've got a
impressed.
number one.
Who's your number one?
We're about to talk about it.
Oh my goodness. Go for it, brother. We're about to talk about it.
Look, and I want you to finish. I want you to finish out your thoughts with this Don Toliver album, because this is this
Nah,
is
that's
this is
I
this is a really
mean,
good album.
that's
This is a
it,
really good
bro.
album.
Are you talking about Common's album? Common and Pete Rock is gonna be album
No,
of the
no,
year?
no, no,
Or are you
no.
talking about
Anderson Paak, the Anderson Paak, and No Worries.
that's
Why Lawd.
bro? I got bored.
Really?
There was some good tracks on here. I see why it took them 8 years between.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and since their first debut album, and then it's 8 years because Only certain like I don't know.
You
Anderson.
didn't find this as like a well. I'll say this. I heard somebody say this feels like a breakup album, and if you're not in that type of mode and zone, it's like I'm
I
not really
wouldn't say
connecting
that.
with it. But I
I
think
wouldn't say that.
it's a good. I think it's a really good run through album, man. Really good run through. I do need to go through like what are the other albums that have come out this year that I really like, but
You saying
because
this is
I know
album
Blue
of the
Lips,
year?
I know you were going with the hot take down. I was like, let me spice it up. but I'll say Schoolboy Q's Blue Lips is one I like a lot. I'm not gonna say it's album of the year, but have we had that many like stand out like great albums this year?
No.
Because I feel
You
like
said
this.
Billie Eilish album was
Well,
dope.
okay, hit me hard and soft. What am I talking about? Come back from this vacation groggy. Billie Eilish hit me
Coming back
hard
to
and
your
soft is
senses. That's what it is.
still album of the year. You know what's so crazy about that, bro? What's so
What
crazy about that? I had a dream last week that I was that I was talking to Billie Eilish about her album for a full hour. For a full hour, I was
you
I was
really don't
asking questions,
believe what you're saying to her, bro. You really don't like that album, bro.
bro. That album's amazing.
Blink
That
twice,
album
bro.
is
Are you
amazing.
okay? Blink twice.
I'm good. I'm
Okay.
good.
All right.
I'm
You
so
blinked
good.
like 10 times though, so I don't know. You
So
like,
good.
I'm good. Please. SOS. I
Save
need
me.
help. My back is against the wall. She got the drop on us. Help me.
I'm not gonna say all that. I'm not gonna say all that. But hit me hard
Ah,
and soft. Thank you for reminding me that there is not one
gross.
album that has touched that. Thank you. I'm
This
listening to that
album is
right after
better
we.
than that. This,
Mm,
bro,
mm.
Don Toliver's album. Don Toliver's
10
album.
song formula. 10
Bro,
song
are you
formula.
are you crazy, bro? How many songs are on here? Let's see. Yeah, 4, 8, 12, 16,
You know what we need to do?
19. 19 songs.
This is really fascinating that you brought this up. But what we need to do, we need to do at least like every like 1 or 2 weeks out of the month, do an album comparison, like 2 album comparison, where we compare like 2 albums. Like we need to do a comparison of Billie Eilish's "Hit Me Hard and Soft" and this one.
But no, we got to put a twist on it. So every time we listen to an album, you saying Billie Eilish album is album of the year, you have to go against that album. So Don Toliver is my album. So say Drake drops an album, we have to compare it to your Billie Eilish, and then if we think that Drake's album is better, then we got to
Oh,
switch to that album until we get to the end of the year, and then we find out who has the best album.
that works.
Because you really have Billie Eilish album, the best album of the.
I do.
I don't even know who you are anymore, bro.
What are you talking?
You about to dye your hair. You about to dye your beard.
Nah, man.
And you about to be a old Billie Eilish fan.
Wellington, I really want you to like embrace the blueness, like embrace the blueness.
Gross.
Why do you think I'm wearing this blue shirt? No, I'm kidding.
Nah, I understand. I understand, bro. You gotta you trying to
Got
give
some
us some more
merch. Got some new
listeners. That's
merch.
what it is, bro. That's what it is. You want to give us more listeners. That's all it is, bro.
But yes, that's what we're gonna start doing. Since I have the Wellington's Why Zone album of the year title is currently Billie Eilish's "Hit Me Hard and Soft." The Savon's Corner album of the year
Boo.
title is currently Don Toliver's
Hardstone
Hardstone
Psycho.
Psycho. So
It's more
we're gonna see
creative.
we're gonna see who can keep the title, which album can keep the title, and
Matter of
hopefully
fact,
a
bro.
big name artist doesn't drop anything for the foreseeable future, so Billy can keep this title secure.
Matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, who do you think has the best album of the
Tell
year
us,
besides
tell
Billie
us.
Eilish and Don Toliver? Comment section. Who's
Comment
your album of the
section.
year right
Yes,
now?
let
Doesn't
us know.
matter what genre. Obviously, because I'm in rap, he's in pop. So it doesn't
Go
matter
to,
what genre it is. Your album of the year, let us know in the comment section.
yes.
Be nice, please.
I want to say who like actually says we're the craziest. Somebody's gonna say we're crazy. That's probably gonna.
Yeah.
They're probably gonna say I'm crazy for
Don
saying Billie
Toliver got the
Eilish.
best album of the year right now, bro.
But I'll say this though, it was really good. It was really good. It just didn't get that creme de la creme.
It didn't
There's
get
that.
the crit, but you
The
said,
creme.
Why Lawd is album of the year
No,
before
no,
Billie
no.
Eilish. That's crazy that you thought this was album of the year.
Well, you
So,
actually you corrected me. You corrected me and brought me back to the light of there is
matter of
nothing
fact,
better than Hit Me Hard and Soft.
let's do that
Nothing
right
better than Hit Me
now.
Hard and Soft.
Let's do that right now, bro. Why Lord versus that Billie Eilish album. Let's do it right now, bro. Go ahead and pull up the 10 songs, and then
Yeah,
we
let's
got
pull up 10 songs. I'm gonna
19 right
I'm
here.
gonna pull up Hit Me Hard and Soft.
Man, I would say right now, bro,
Mm-hmm.
that Billie Eilish album is better than this album. Because out of those 10 songs, I feel like we'll base off the higher percentage of listenability. You said Why Lord is you can listen straight through without
I think
skipping.
so. The majority, it's 19 songs, but I think the majority of it is meant to be run through. But I think Hit Me Hard and Soft is like a perfect run through. I mean, for 10 songs, there's no like drip off in terms of like there's no big drop off. It's really like intentional. Everything you can tell it was an intentional sequenced album. They did what they had to do with that, bro.
It just what you said. It just
The
had no
transitions.
creme de la creme or tater tots, whatever you said.
You can't go from creme de la creme to tater tots. Nah, man. Yeah, you
Hey,
gotta get some
good. It was a good tater tot though, man. Oh, tater tots.
tater tots.
Was it Napoleon Dynamite? Gosh, hey Napoleon, give me some of your tots. No, get your own. Gosh, that man kicked that man tater tot. I would have been mad, bro.
Bro,
You
I would
kicked
have
my
been
tater
tight.
tot. We
I would have
rubbing
been
it.
tight.
I'm gonna zip it up first so they don't fall out. It did. We're gonna be rubbing. We gonna be rubbing it. But
Why
yeah,
Lawd?
Why
Why
Lord,
Lawd?
man. It's like like 8 of these songs are dope. Um, from here he's spitting before anybody else get on. From here he's spitting crazy. 86 Central, dope. Move on, dope. Keep Her with Thundercat. I love their collab. That was a good collab. It wasn't overbearing like Thundercat normally is.
Yeah.
Like, he kept them under rats. And then Where I Go was a dope song with her. Daydreaming, From Here, all the rest of them can go kick rocks. Even the one with Earl sweatshirt.
Well, I know you're not an Earl fan.
No, I
I
am
know
an Earl
you're
fan.
Really?
It just wasn't a good track. Yeah, I like Earl sweatshirt. I like how he raps.
I know his last album. I think the last album review from him you weren't the biggest fan of, but
Yeah, it was straight. Like after a while, but like Earl sweatshirt, he could rap his butt off. He's nonchalant rapping. It's like
K Tronada dropped a I don't know if you heard the K Tronada album. He dropped an album
uh-uh.
earlier this month called Timeless. We got to review that one.
Okay.
Maida dropped last night.
Made a dropped again?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's my baby, man. That's my baby, man.
Endless Night, 7-song album. Looking out for us. Well, I don't even know if you call 7 songs album. But
That's EP. That's made a drop 7 songs?
Yeah. It's called
Oh, that's good.
Endless Night.
Yeah, that's definitely EP. Yeah, she did that. Is a EP I really like when she first like Teen Scene, and it's a couple other songs on one of the EP she dropped back in the day. It was dope. But yeah, Why Lord is alright. You said album of the year first. You're
At
not as
first,
wise as you think. You came back from vacation and just lost all your wiseness. It's in Orlando, huh?
it's man. It's still in Orlando. It's still in Hollywood Studios. Still in Epcot.
I
Still in Universe. Man, goodness.
didn't want to come back.
Did not want to come back, man. Did not at all. Enjoying too many smoothies. I was enjoying. Never. I gotta
Not
save
these
that. I gotta save.
smoothies. My boy turned
We still
into a
got one.
smoothie kid. Wait, wait.
Oh man,
Oh my
it's
goodness.
so
What's next,
crazy.
bro?
It's so crazy. Okay, we gotta finish with Common, Pete Rock, Dreamin'.
Where was Pete Rock on this? In the background, I was waiting for Pete Rock to slide on the beat. We got 3 verses of Common.
I'm honestly glad at it. I don't mind at all because I was talking with
Oh, you a Common fan though?
yeah, me and Tyler were talking about it because on the trip on the I'm spoiling the trip, but I won't spoil too much of it. But on our way down to Orlando, we were riding together. Man, we were playing so much Common, Kanye West Graduation, um, Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, but Common's um Common's catalog is super underrated, and I think his flow and delivery is just like, bro, it's so smooth. And this song on it, the pockets he was in, and it flowed, bro. It just flowed. It just flowed so well, and I think the punchlines were there. Everything just like you said, Pete Rock. We were wondering, is Pete gonna show up at one point? But for three verses with what Common was doing on, I was like, hey man, just let Common have this. Like, let this be a Common ISO. I feel as though this was a Common ISO type track.
Mm,
But what were kind of your takeaways of this one?
I wanted Pete to slide on it.
Yeah,
Because Common's verses wasn't like strong. Like he didn't he was just rhyming to me. Like he had no bars for real. And it was just rhyming.
Hold on. I
Bro,
gotta pull up
he
Peas. I gotta pull up
was
Peas.
not
I gotta pull up
rapping.
Peas.
I had a dream that Martin Luther King, like it didn't wake him up from some like bro, it was straight. Like he was just rhyming. Like it was well like crazy. And it wasn't crazy, bro. And then the hook got redundant. I was like, okay. I'm daydreaming, but I'm thinking of you. Like, all right, bro. All right. I heard you the first chorus. Maybe I'm just upset because I wanted Pete Rock. 'Cause I like Pete Rock. Go ahead,
I
read me
seen
something.
Prince.
Why
I seen Prince. He was he's Carter's.
you said what?
I seen Prince. He was time traveling through the Morris days and Gladys nights. Come on, man. Come on, man.
That was tough for you? That was tough for you? You seen Prince, he was gliding through the Morris Day gliding night?
I thought he was talking on this one, man. It wasn't some of his best bars. It wasn't some of his best bars, but I do think I think Common was this beat is tailor made for Common. Honestly, it's a tailor made beat for Common.
Hold up. I was sending melodies and rhythms through the night. This was a dream that felt real like a fight. What made it was real was Jay Dilla was there in the light. A movement was happening. H. Brown was rapping. And Cool J and Polo talking about they back again. I see Prince. He was time traveling through Morris Days and Gladys Night. The Morris Days and Gladys Nights. Okay, that's all right. Sheila E. reminded me about the glamorous life. Ali was telling me why he had to fight, the struggle. He literally is lyrical. He's lyrical rapping. It ain't no
It's
really no
lyrical miracle.
bars.
Yeah, it is
He's telling a
lyrical miracle.
story.
Yeah, it's a storytelling song, and
Yeah.
I am a little biased towards like Common storytelling. Like I do like that. I do like when he's in that pocket. So Wellington's Y Zone was a little was a little
Good intro song though. Definitely
it
intro song.
is for
Definitely intro
sure,
song.
for
Telling the
sure.
story. So basically, reading the lyrics again, he's basically giving us a full story about time then when it was rapping and all these things was
I love that,
correlating,
bro.
coinciding.
Yeah,
So he's really telling the story. That's why I was like, it was like it was he was lyrical, but it wasn't no like I'm so used to Common like having bars.
yes.
But
But
obviously he's telling the
the way
story.
my mind works, honestly, like the fact that he was using like a time machine story about like, oh, we're seeing this person, we're seeing that person. Like I thought that was really dope because it's just like you really are going through the histrionics of Black culture. You're mentioning like so many powerful names. I just thought that was a unique like um maybe not unique, but I thought it was just a dope switch up for this song. Something that
Yeah.
was just a good angle, for the album, which is dropping July 12th. Dropping July 12th. So
Make sure you got Pete Rock on there this time.
yeah, Peace gotta be filled into it. They
Pete
were
probably
they were
sleep.
Common. I think Common and who was it? Also Black Thought and some other guys. Redman, Method Man was in it too. But they were rapping over the 4-3-2-1 instrumental, and Common had a bar that was like, bro. He said, me and Tyler were listening to it. He says, "Iron sharpens Iron Man. It's ironic." And the first time I heard it, I was just listening to it. I didn't even I didn't even stop it because I was just like listening to the freestyle. Then I played it back. Iron sharpens Iron Man. It's ironic. For a freestyle, freestyles are tough. I would not be able to make up a bar that good for a freestyle. Freestyling is such a
Iron sharpens iron, man. It's ironic.
freestyles are so tough.
No, they
Like
are.
freestyles are so difficult. I did one in Orlando, bruh. It's so Tyler posted on his IG story. I'm gonna send it to you, but it's so tough to like do a freestyle. Like, it's you really have to like that's when your like rapping skill and your acumen has to be put to the test.
You got to
But
do it more often. That's why I used to do the freestyle Fridays. Yeah, the more you do it, the more things that just pop in your head. And then once you write all the time, you have
yeah,
things that
he's getting on me.
just just pops in your head. Yeah, because sometimes like freestyling, I'm on. Like when I'm on. But when I'm off, uh, glass pass.
Yeah,
You just start thinking about just simplistic stuff. But to kind of like grip bars or whatever,
trash
yeah,
cash.
yeah, exactly. You just start robbing it because I'm freestyling. But
All
yeah.
right. Well, that wraps it up for tonight. I'm your host, Wonder Burns, on my counterpart, Savon Morris. This has been Full Scope. See you later.